John, first question, back right in the. There you go.
Jason, John Corrales, Boston Sports Journal. After the game was over, you and Jalen had a long kind of embrace at half court. Can you share any of what that was and like kind of what was going through your mind at that moment?
Just, showing the emotions of the game. Two guys that was excited, tired that, after the game, we're not necessarily saying like one more or anything like that. We just saying however long it takes. Nobody's relaxed. Nobody is satisfied. But, just at that moment, just told him I was proud of him, and he said the same thing, and that we got to keep fighting. We can't relax, and that was basically the conversation.
Tim in the back under the camera.
Jason, Tim Reynolds with the AP. Kind of along those lines, I know you haven't gone through this, so you don't know what the next 2 days will be like, but how difficult do you envision it to make between now and Friday night seem normal, seem like there's just a game to play on Friday?
Honestly, not too difficult. From the standpoint of last year, we were down 0-3 in the conference finals, and we really felt like, we were going to come back, and we almost did. We was a sprained ankle away from having like a real shot. So, we're not relaxing or anything like that. And, just not even focusing on winning on Friday or whatever, just however long it takes. That's our motto, just however long it takes, that's what it's going to take. And nobody's not time to relax at all.
Standing in the back left.
Valencia King, Real Talk Sports out of Dallas. Thank you for your time, Jason. If I could take you away from basketball for a moment. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, and I know that's something that's very important to you. As you begin to face this obstacle of fighting for a title, what would you tell your son about facing obstacles and overcoming them?
That's a great question. I would say that, life is about roller coasters, right? And the game of basketball and life and whatever your occupation is, right? We all go through ups and downs. And in the toughest moments, that's when your true character comes out. And essentially being the same person all the time, that's what I try to do in the best of times and in the worst of times. And that's what I'm going to try to instill him, that you got to be the same person, got to be a stand-up guy, through thick and thin.
Back right, fifth row.
Hey, Jason. Jack Simone, SB Nation. There was a point in the first quarter where Drew kind of pulled you guys in. Luka and Kyrie were going on this run. They were scoring. They were getting past you guys and hitting big shots. What did he say in that moment, and how did that, affect your guys' defense, in particular for the rest of the game?
Yeah, they came out swinging. That was to be expected, that, they were at home. Their crowd was behind them. This is obviously a big game, so we expected their first punch. And it's just in that moment that Drew kind of brought us together and, just clapped his hands like, yo, we got to wake up, we got to lock in, we got to get some stops. Because at that point, they had like 25 points. In the last 5-6 minutes, we held them to like 5 or 6 points. But to start the quarter, we weren't getting any stops. And, we're not going to win a game like that. So we just had to reset and lock back in at that moment.
Tim, standing on the left.
Jason, basically from that point until the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter, you guys had complete control of the game, and then there was that 4 or 5 minute stretch where things sort of went completely haywire, and then you were able to reset again. Sort of what happened in that early part of the fourth quarter when they made that big run to get back into it, and what allowed you guys to sort of reset yourselves and close the game out from there when it got back close again?
Not really trying to look too much into it. The game of basketball is about runs, and this is at the highest level. That's, the best team in the West at this point in the time. So they're going to make shots. They're going to go on a run, and it's just all about how do you respond. We talk about it all the time. 20-point leads, none of that is ever safe. It's never time to relax. And, yeah, you never want to give up a 20-point lead. Obviously, we wish we'd have got some better shots, took care of the ball. But things happen. It's never going to go how you expect it. And we talk about that all the time. But if you want to be a champion, you have to be resilient in those moments. And, we showed that tonight.
Steve here in the front.
Steve Buckley from The Athletic. Before the game, your coach said to us, if you've been in a fight with someone and you think you're about to beat them, you usually get sucker punched. The closer you are to beating them, the closer you are to losing. Does he say that to you players on a regular basis, and how demonstrably does he say it? And what are you expecting from him the next couple of days going into Game 4?
Yeah, Joe does a great job of showing us clips and things from different sports, right? He's a big UFC fan, and showing us fights of people that I don't know like the terminology of UFC, but put them in a chokehold and shit, and like they're about to tap out, and you just see the guy or the woman who's winning relaxing because they feel like they're about to win, and then you give the other person life. Just trying to translate that to the game of basketball, that the closer you are to winning, the closer they are to surviving, and basically just trying to remind us in the group that we still got a long way to go. We still have to play the right way. We still got to win, that they're not going to quit, that we should expect the best from them from here on out.
We go Gary, Jay, and then Jared.
Jason, Gary Wash from Boston Globe. When they're making their run, and it could have been from the past, oh, here we go again. There's been some times at Game 4 against Golden State where guys were close. What mentality has changed where you and Jalen both said, let's go get this. Let's make plays. Let's make buckets. Forget what happened in the last 6 minutes. Let's go be heroes.
You just kind of alluded to it, that we've been in that situation. We've been in a close game where we were up, and we almost went up 3-1, and then they tied it. And experience is the best teacher, right? We learned from our mistakes. We learned from a team at the time that was better than us, that was, had been there and been over that hump, and mentally tougher at the time. And we've grown from that. We really have, and it was on display tonight.
On your right, Jay.
You were down 1 at halftime. Did you feel okay about that after the punch you guys took from Luka and Kyrie? And then what went into executing throughout the third quarter? Joe said you guys made a lot of first reads during that stretch, but what went into that as you kind of pulled away?
Yeah, I got to watch the film, but that was some excellent basketball that we played to start the third, especially on the offensive end. I don't know how many possessions in a row that we got a great shot. We made most of them. We might have missed a few, but the way that we started the third quarter was incredible. And everybody that was on that court, the mindset that we came out to start the third, and our execution, we did a hell of a job to start the third quarter.
Jared, last question on the right.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. Ever since Joe came on board, you guys have taken a ton of threes, and we've all been asking, is there such a thing as too many threes? And tonight, you took so many more threes in Dallas throughout the game that even as Luka and Kyrie were scoring, you were able to keep up. What did you think when Joe first came in and was like, we want to maximize our three-point shot margin, and how has that gotten you through a lot of tough times over the years to end up with these kind of wins?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's as cut and dry as we just need to shoot a lot of threes, but with the group that we have and playing to our strengths, being able to beat guys off the dribble, and the luxury that we have is with our starting five, whether it's KP or Al, everybody can space the floor and shoot. So it just puts their 5 men in a tough position. 5 men are usually known to help at the rim, but if we have guys that can attack you off the dribble and get all the way to the rim, you want to help, but we got 40% three-point shooters all around the paint. So it's just all about making the right reads. We never we need to shoot 43s a night, but if we play to our strengths and we space how we're supposed to, it just finds the right person, and we don't turn down any great shots.
Thank you, Jason.